Hi, I'm iKhoN. I'm sitting here with Nazgul today. We'll be going over some stuff with him. How you doing, my man?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Word. I have a list of things that I've accumulated. So I guess start out with a little bit of who you are, where you're from, a little bit of backstory.
So I go by Solo Nazgul in the community. I live in Canada, lived in Canada my whole life. Pretty much gaming since I was a fetus. Past competitive experience, I've been on not a lot of major organizations, as you would say, but I've just played in some minor tournaments here and there, basically for years. My biggest accomplishment was actually, I think it was last year, but before I played Fortnite, I played Paragon, which was Epic Games, like their MOBA. It's shut down right now, but they ran a big LAN tournament. I actually played in that, and I got to the finals, so we got short second place there, but we were the best NA team like in the world. So that was my biggest accomplishment before I came to Fortnite.
Nice. I played a little bit of Paragon. It was cool. It was kind of sad that they cut it. It was definitely something I thought was needed. It was like a nice niche space.
It was definitely a breath of fresh air, but things happen, I guess, with game developing, and ultimately they lost a lot of players, so they would have to move all their resources.
That makes sense. Has your past been just around MOBA games, MOBA titles, or have you done any FPS or anything like that, or has it just been?
Yeah, on my past one might be kind of odd when people see me as a Fortnite pro. Like I've literally played MOBAs my whole life, like for 8 years probably. Started with Dota 1, played Heroes of North, Heroes of the Storm, Smite, League of Legends, and yeah, and then Paragon. So I literally my background is all competitive MOBAs.
That's sick though. MOBAs are nice. MOBAs are nice.
Yeah.
What would you say out of all the games you've played up to this point? What has been the most time that you've invested into a game? What game was that?
The most time I've invested into a game, like a competitive game or just any game in general,
Just any game in general.
I think it would have to be Maple Story because I played League of Legends for like 4 years, and that was a big chunk of my life. That was like a really good uh conditioned me to like enter a competitive scene when I played other MOBAs after that. 4 years was nowhere near the amount of years I spent on Maple Story. Like I was on and off, but in total, it would have been like close to a decade. It started like probably in '08 or something or '10, and just played for like maybe like a couple months straight, 6 months straight, take a break, come back maybe like a month later. It would just be on and off like that for like over 8 years. It was a really long MMO experience,
That's
and I
awesome.
probably yeah. I don't think I spent any more time on any other game but Maple Story.
I've actually never played Maple Story. I'm pretty excited about Maple Story too. I know a couple people that are excited about it, and they've played on the Korean servers and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I watched some gameplay of it. Daquan was streaming it like a few days ago, actually, which is cool.
looked pretty cool. Well, all right, let's transition over into Fortnite. Right now, as a competitive player, let's take the angle from a competitive standpoint. What is your overall thoughts on the game on Fortnite? You think
So,
anything should be changed? Do you think weapons should be taken out, or you think they should be adding in different mechanics, or anything should be changed with the mechanics that they have already? Like, what's your overall thoughts on the game as a whole?
so as a whole, the game is really fun to play. It's really smooth, but when you go into the competitive side of things, the game gets kind of dwindled down to a meta set by us, and it gets to the point where different weapons are taken out of like your loadouts. There's like optimal sets of like weapons you would want to use. Not everyone would want to use a minigun or crossbow when the crossbow was in the game. It was actually so waste, and that's probably why they took it out. Pistols not so much used, I guess. Like it's pretty clear when you look at the game in a competitive setting, everyone is just using pretty set standard loadout, and there is like a very important building aspect to it that makes the game kind of slow.
Do you think
And
that they should change any of the mechanics as far as building goes, or do you think that's in a nice spot right now?
I think building fights are like the most enjoyable things for us as players. It might be hectic to spectators.
Do you think that
But
would affect the overall health of the esports scene if it's hard to spectate?
it might, honestly. I don't think so, because like just because it's the biggest game right now, and I think people will watch it just because their favorite players are playing. And when your favorite streamers and your favorite players are playing, the esports is just gonna be so big. Like Ninja's like one of the most followed streamer on the game right now, so like everyone's paying attention to him, and possibly esports as well. They'll take an interest in it just because it's why not?
Yeah, it's the people that they associate themselves with every day and they watch, so they're gonna. Yeah, that makes sense. The biggest thing about Fortnite that I can't stand, honestly, is the build fights. I think they could do something a bit better, especially for the competitive scene wise. I think that they could add in some cool stuff or tweak some cool stuff to make it a lot more enjoyable for everyone as far as spectator goes and whatnot. But it's definitely a unique thing, and having something as unique as Fortnite makes it hard to balance or makes it hard to do different stuff with because of that.
It does make it hard to balance. So far, like the number one solution to like stopping people from overbuilding, or just doing some ridiculous amounts of building that's like so unnecessary, or makes the game really hectic, or for the spectator to like not understand what the heck is going on, is the grenade launcher. When a team has a grenade launcher, pretty much gets shit done. So you wouldn't have to go face front in the enemy team and create this mess that you can't even understand what you're watching, when you just it looks
Yeah,
like a much cleaner fight when you
it
shove
can
a grenade
get
launcher.
ridiculous.
But so far, that's the only solution. That and a rocket launcher, but grenade launcher does it better.
I think, in my opinion, that Epic is trying. Well, the last like handful of new items that they introduced were explosive, like anti-building items or stuff that would make it easier for people of lesser skill to even the playground a little bit more. So I'm wondering if they're trying to find ways to balance building maybe a bit more, or introduce more things to counter building instead of actively changing how the building mechanic works. So I guess we'll see over time to see how they feel like, especially if the competitive scene breaks off
Especially
and
at the
does
end of the
well.
season.
Yeah, because there's definitely
They
going to need to
are
be some things that need to be changed if it gets super serious, but I guess we'll have to see.
they are introducing things to help solve that. Like they introduce consumables like portafor and clinger grenades. Portafors really do shake up the meta quite a bit. Like you'd never know what a team's going to do with it. You don't even know if they're going to pick them up to start with, but they do change the level of playing field when it's pulled out. And clinger grenades probably can be just as deadly as grenade launchers. I myself, and I think a lot of other players, think it's like very, very strong. Maybe not overpowered. Some players may call it overpowered, but it's very strong. Reason being because when you box yourself in, or when a team boxes themselves in, you just toss a couple clingers on the wall, and every single clinger will explode. But the clingers that were thrown after that, they will deal damage to you. So if you're trapping yourself, you're going to take damage, or you're going to get down. They have introduced things. They've introduced too many things, in my opinion. But I think they're going to dwindle it down to the point where they took out the crossbow, they took out the guided missile, probably because I think it was too broken, I guess. I think they're going to work on a really good balance soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope to see some cool stuff come from them. They've been doing a nice steady stream of content and new stuff, so they've been doing really well so far. So I guess we'll see. Let's talk about your team a little bit. Who else is on your team? You're on Gankstars, right? How did that come to be?
I feel like my story with these guys, it's a little crazy. Like not too crazy, but it's really interesting. So I've been playing like since there was two different servers. Not sure if you knew about this. Like Myth had a Scrim Discord, but then Giamok made one after that because yada yada. But
Mhm.
I've been playing in since the beginning, and I used to play for HCC with Tricky, Dean, and Meow. That lasted like a month, and I got a lot of scrim practice after that. It was a little overwhelming. I was like, man, this is crazy. I didn't think squads would be this, insane. So it was a little eye opening, but I was still, the idea of going pro in Fortnite was still in my eyes. Like I really wanted to do it. So I just kept trying. That team ultimately didn't work out, and I asked around a couple solo players. An old friend who actually used to play Paragon with me, who had a pretty good win rate and was grinding as just hard as I was. He was on a team, but I asked him if he wanted to try and group up and see if it would go well. 2 weeks pass, it didn't go well, and at that point, I'm like getting a little demoralized, but I really just wanted to keep trying. And Cease actually followed me on Twitter like a week before my second team disbanded. And his bio said he was a competitive Fortnite player. And so when I was left alone again, I DM'd him. I was like, "Hey, are you playing, Fortnite?" And he said he was. And so we grouped up. He had a friend, Rip Logan, who's my current teammate, one of my current teammates now. We merged, and Pixel actually left his old team to come back with me because he actually said like he enjoyed like that synergy that we had. So it was me and Pixel from Paragon grouping up with Logan and Cease from H1Z1. Our first game together, literally our first scrim together, we won. I think it was like 20 or something kills. It was insane, like how we clicked. It felt really good, so we just kept playing from there. And obviously everyone's trying to like look for a sponsor and whatnot, but Gankstars came to be because of Cease's connections. So if it weren't for him, like we wouldn't all be on Gankstars right now.
Nice. Gankstars is a pretty big org. They're in the H1Z1 Pro League, right?
Yeah, they have a team in the H1 Pro League.
Nice. I'm stoked to see some more orgs get into the scene. It's always refreshing to see some of the bigger names get in. Do you have any tips or tricks as far as people that are looking to either get picked up by an org or try to find the team themselves? What would you say would be the easiest way for people to start getting into the competitive scene?
For Fortnite, it's actually a lot simpler than other games, at least from my experience, from playing MOBAs and whatnot. There's another Discord or another Scrim Discord just called like Step 1 BR. We're literally picking like teams, not me, but the staff in the current Scrim Discord like takes teams from Step 1 BR that are like high ranked at the end of their season, and you're able to join like the actual pro scrims after that. So it's actually really easy. Like you go into the Step 1, sign up for free. It's literally free with your teammates and just play, like just grind out as you normally would. It's easy to make yourself known there. It's not like when you go into another game completely fresh and are thinking, all right, where do I start? Like it's actually really simple right now, I guess, for now.
Nice. Do you have any solid plans right now for you and your team? You guys are just gonna keep on grinding? I guess do you have any like anything on the horizon for you guys, or you guys just keep on keeping on?
Anything on the horizon? Not really. We're just gonna keep, like you said, like grinding really hard. We have a pretty good schedule for like all our content we want to put out for our streams and YouTube, and playing scrims every single week. We're just gonna stick to doing that, and whatever comes, I guess. But yeah.
Do you have any other hobbies before we wrap this up? What do you do in your free time? You read any books? You crochet, maybe?
I am not a reader, though I do enjoy a really good story if it comes across. I love to play sports. I actually used to be like a really heavy athlete before I started picking up on the pro game and whatnot. Not too athletic anymore, but I do enjoy like playing sports when I go out.
Well, I guess we could wrap it up there. You have any shout outs you like to say?
I don't know. I guess I just want to shout out like to everyone in my stream, like for helping me support me all this way, and shout out to all my friends who believed in me. Like it feels really good when you have some support. When you don't have like outside support, it's hard to keep going. You know what I mean? So I'm really thankful for all the people that support me.
It's a good feeling to have to put yourself in a situation where you're surrounded with positivity and people that believe in you, and
there's
you're
gonna
able to
be
do the
hard
things that you like.
moments.
Of course, there's hard moments and everything. So the more people that you're around that enjoy what you do and are stoked right next to you when you do cool stuff and whatnot, the better for the long run. Where can people find you at?
Twitch.tv/solo_Nazgul. I kind of want to get the handle changed, but it's simple as it can be. Twitter is at GS_Nazgul.
Beautiful. All right, my man, I appreciate you sitting down with me tonight. and going over some stuff. And hopefully we'll see you on the big stage whenever they start doing those $50 billion events for Fortnite and shipping people around the world playing on cruise boats and stuff and whatnot.
100%, dude.
All right, my man. Well,
Thank
I appreciate
you
it.
for inviting me.
Of course, my man. Of course. We'll do more in the future as well. All right, guys. Till next time.